As a former music producer and engineer for Prince, Badger Hill head honcho Michael Koppelman knows that inspiration can often come from unexpected places, which is why he empowers his employees to ask forgiveness, not permission. That adventurous spirit helped create their F5 Blackberry Kettle Sour, and we headed down to their brewery in Shakopee to learn more about it.
Great music lives here. We are committed to amplifying Minnesota music to keep it independent and influential. Get closer to Minnesota music with The Local Show and The Duluth Local Show, Sunday nights on The Current.
You could not get good fresh beer when I was in college in the 80s. Like if you got a beer, it was like 19 months old from overseas. And we were still so excited about, like, holy shit, you guys, look at this awesome beer. And it was like pretty terrible, you know, it was hard to get really good beer back then. So we started homebrewing in like the 80s. And it was fun, you know, we made great beer because it was fresh beer. Fresh equals good for beer to a large degree, you know. But then I gave up homebrewing for a long time and then heard a thing on the radio about it. I was like, oh yeah, I should try some homebrewing again. And made some really great IPAs. I love IPAs. I am a hophead to the core. But so I started homebrewing again, and again, my love of technology, I was sort of doing tech-heavy beer, like in terms of pH and temperature sensors and probes and recirculating, and like really enjoying the scientific part of brewing. In order to make this lovely artistic product, you know, it takes sort of both halves of your brain, which was fun for me. Met Brock and Britt from Badger Hill, and they were sort of like needing help on the brewing side. They wanted to up their game, start a brewery, and I wanted to start a brewery, and we just were like, hey, we should do this together, you know? We started brewing here in 2014, 2015, and we've been here ever since. A very large brewery, like we've got 16,000 square feet, unlike a lot of tiny little breweries, so we distribute beer in liquor stores to bars and restaurants, and then we also have this spacious and lovely tap room.
We're a very small team. There's 3 of us here, but we're a small, happy family. We have a lot of fun every day that we come in. We give each other shit. Yeah, it's a fun place to work. We keep the vibe really great. We enjoy making recipes and doing our job.
We have our tap room here where we get to play with different beer styles and different recipes and kind of exercise that creative element. But we also, as you can see by the size of the tanks behind us, we're not necessarily a small operation either. So we get to do some of the mass market production and deal with all of that side of the business as well. So I feel like I get to do a little bit of everything.
Team building is the most fun part about it. And I think it's the true work of running a company is how you build teams, you know? And we've gone through a lot of different eras here. We had that sort of early heady area where like things were going well and they seemed easy and we thought we were pretty damn good at this. And then like reality comes in for all breweries where you have to start earning, you know, people's attention and start earning the right for people to come and visit you and to choose you from this ever-growing collection of beers on the shelf. Like it's really a lot of work to stay a brewery. It's easy to start a brewery. To stay in brewing is hard, you know? So we're sort of as lean and mean as we've ever been right now in terms of our brewing staff. They're fucking awesome. They're great fucking brewers and we're friends, you know, it's like a family here. And ask forgiveness, not permission is like a core philosophy that I have. And it's sort of based on the idea that no one person knows everything. Like human beings did well over the last 250,000 years because we cooperate. Our core function as human beings is to be in small groups working on hard things, kind of, you know? And I want to eke out every bit of intelligence from every person that I can. And luckily I work with a bunch of people who are kind of smart enough to know when the right answer is staring them in the face, you know? So I think just letting people come up with crazy things is maybe my favorite thing.
In Dabbler in a Box Season 6, you will find our F5 Blackberry Kettle Sour, which started as a series a couple years ago. As F5 means refresh, it's the refresh button on your keyboard. F5 is a kettle sour. It's not a traditional sour, so we put bacteria in the kettle. We let it sit for 2 days, and then we reboil the wort, and then we knock it out. So it's a bit of a longer process, but the bacteria is tart. It is sour, but it's not as aggressive as a wild sour, which I think makes it a lot more approachable for newer beer drinkers or non-traditional beer drinkers.
So I think the blackberry variant of the F5 stands out particularly because the blackberry flavor is bold and it's sweet. It really does a lot to mellow out the sour character. It's probably the most balanced and approachable of the variants that we've put out. For the blackberry F5, we use a blackberry puree that is added into a secondary fermentation. So just after the beer is finished, its yeast fermentation, the alcohol fermentation, we add in the blackberry and allow it another couple of days warm for all the extra sugar in the blackberry to ferment out. That prevents the exploding can phenomenon that some breweries have seen from time to time.
So, the year ahead for Badger Hill, in the ideal world, involves us, letting people sit at the bar again, having music in here again, doing tasting events and crafting events and doing the community things that really make us part of the community, So hopefully viruses pay attention to this speech and let us get back to where we want to be, which is focusing on beer, music, community, etc.
So new and exciting products that we have on offer. Our Arctic Vortex IPA is a new release. That's going to feature Amarillo, Laurel, and Azaka, which is a delicious blend of hops. I highly recommend it. And then, of course, 'tis the season. We have our Irish Red on draft for the upcoming holiday. That's a seasonal favorite. Every year we put it on. It sells out quick. If you'd like to get it, I recommend coming out quickly.
Also, fun things we have coming down the pipeline are an alt beer, which is in the tank right now. Its name is still kept under lock and key. We haven't released it yet, but look forward to that in the next couple of weeks. And also, Nevertheless, West Coast IPA, the collaboration with 10 other breweries and women brewers from across the state, was just tapped 2 days ago on International Women's Day, which was March 8th. So it's gonna go fast. Come drink it. You can come get 750 milliliter bottles or drink it on draft here. Elevated Wine and Spirits also has it in stores, and it is on draft around the metro. Drink it fast.
We love being in the box. We hope you're enjoying what we put in the box and what everyone else has put in the box. Please come visit Ariel and I and Todd and Chris and Giselle and everyone here at Badger Hill. We're your friends just waiting to happen. And it's not that far, you guys. You have to decide to come here, but it's not that far. And look us up online, badgerhillbrewing.com. We're on Twitter and Instagram and Snapchat and all that stuff. So we'd love to hear from you. Take some pictures, share your pictures, drink some beer, people.
Cheers.
Cheers.